President has concluded her remarks. The program will begin in 5 minutes. Please make your way to your seats. Final call. Please make your way to your seats. The 2026 Fisher Shackelford Dinner will begin shortly. Please find your seats. The Democratic Party of Arkansas warmly welcomes you to the 2026 Fisher Shackelford Dinner. To lead us in tonight's invocation, please welcome the chair of the Arkansas Democratic Hispanic Caucus, Ms. Daisy Bonilla.
Good evening, Democrats. Thank you. If you're able, please take a moment with me to center ourselves in a moment of reflection and prayer. Gracious God, we come from different backgrounds, different faiths, and different walks of life. We are united by shared values. We gather tonight with a common commitment to justice, dignity, and opportunity for all Arkansans. May we be guided by wisdom as we make decisions by compassion, as we hear one another, and by courage when the path forward is not easy. Help us remember that behind every policy is a person, behind every debate is a family, and behind every vote is a community trusting us to do what is right. Let us honor those who came before us, the organizers, leaders, and everyday citizens who believe that progress is possible when people stand together. And let us recommit ourselves to that work today, to expand opportunity, to protect the vulnerable and marginalized, and to ensure that every voice has a place at the table. Grant us patience in disagreement, humility in leadership, and perseverance in the face of challenge. May we leave this gathering not only inspired, but resolved to turn our values into action and our vision into reality. And in all that we do, may we seek the common good, guided by justice, kindness, and an unwavering belief in one another. Amen. Amen. Thank you.
For tonight's Pledge of Allegiance, please welcome to the stage Representative Joy Springer.
Welcome. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please welcome to the stage your first Vice Chair of the Democratic Party of Arkansas and Southern Regional Vice President of the Association of State Democratic Committees, none other than Vice Chair Janie Cotton.
Much love to each of you. This is such a historical moment, and I'm beyond anything that I could ever say tonight. So, good evening, Democrats. How y'all feeling tonight? This is an amazing night. Oh,
You sound absolutely marvelous, and you look amazing. I'm going to keep this shorter than I normally do because the woman I am introducing tonight truly needs no introduction. But I would be grateful for the opportunity to say this. In August of 2024, I had the honor of serving as chair of the Arkansas delegation at our national convention in Chicago. Standing next to Madam, my sister in sorrow, Lottie Shackelford, as we cast our votes to send Vice President Harris to the top of the ticket, that was one of, that's okay if you applause. That was one of the proudest moments of my life. And at that point, that's why I say, God is good. When I started this process months ago, reaching out to her team, inviting her to the natural state, it was a dream. I kept at it because I knew how much hope, how much energy, how much momentum her presence here will give to Arkansas Democrats. And tonight, that dream is real. She is here in Little Rock with us in this room. She will never know how much this means to all of us, and we will never thank her enough for choosing us to be here this evening. Tonight, my fellow Democrats, I am proud to introduce to you a truth teller, a glass breaker, the epitome of a woman of excellence, a seed sower, a wife, a sister, mamala, a trailblazer, and definitely a winner. The 49th vice president, ooh, that was a Freudian slip, of the United States, the first woman in American history to hold that office, the first Black Asian woman in American history to hold that office, the vice president who cast more tie-breaking votes than any other nation's history, someone who, throughout every chapter of her career, has fought for the only client she has ever had, you, the people. Democrats, you know how we do it. Please join me to give the warmest possible Southern Arkansas welcome to Vice President Kamala Harris.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you. I said to Janie, I said, with that introduction, I thought I was about to come out to a welterweight fight. Janie, let me just say to you in front of everyone here,
It is because you reached out and the spirit with which you did and the hard work that you put into making this so easy for me to be here tonight that I am here, and I thank you. I thank you. Thank you. And for your years of doing just that, and I know you make it look easy, and it is not. And you keep it moving, and you hold up and support and inspire so many people. Can we please applaud Janie? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Chairman Jones, thank you for your leadership in our party. And to all of the outstanding elected leaders and candidates here tonight, I thank you for your courage and your leadership. It is really good to be in Arkansas. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Mayor Scott, where are you? I was spending time with him this afternoon. I want to thank you for the warm welcome to your city and for the time that we spent together this afternoon at the Little Rock Central High School and Museum. Where I also had the honor of spending time with Miss Elizabeth Eckford, one of the Little Rock Nine. And you know, she said to me when I spent some time with her, she said, you make sure that you remind people of what this place was and where we came, but to do it with a sense of hope about where we can go. So I hope to do that tonight. It is also an honor to join you in celebrating three phenomenal women who I had the chance to meet earlier, Deborah Mitchell, Tiffy McCullough, and Addie Jones. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations. It's my honor to share the stage with you. So, Arkansas, I don't need to tell anyone here that these last months have been anything but easy. But the thing about all of you here is you refuse to be discouraged. You continue to work, you continue to fight, and you continue to inspire. And so I'm here to first and foremost thank you for all that you do on behalf of so many who may never know our names, people whom we may never meet, but because of the work you do, their life is uplifted. I thank you all for that. Now, you may have heard that there's another dinner happening tonight. It's called the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where they're raising a glass to Donald Trump. Well, trust me, Arkansas, you throw a much better party. Yes, you do. And so it is truly an honor to join you for this year's Fisher Shackelford Dinner, named, of course, after Jimmy Lou Fisher, who I've had the honor of meeting her family this afternoon and evening, and she who served this state with distinction, and as I've been told and read about and learned, she did so with a very kind and generous heart. And here tonight, of course, is also Lottie Shackelford. There she is. A trailblazer, not just for Arkansas, but all of America. Everyone here knows that Miss Lottie got her start in activism, in part because she noticed that the society section of the Arkansas Gazette did not print photos of the black brides. So Miss Lottie took on the biggest paper in the state, and her fight for justice and fairness then carried her from being mayor of Little Rock to leadership in the state and national party, and even to the United Nations. In sum, Miss Lottie is someone who acted on the promise of America. Our belief that our country can live up to our highest ideals, freedom and liberty, fairness and decency, equal justice under the law. That if we pursue those ideals, we can each help build a better future for our country. Our faith in America's promise springs from a simple yet ambitious idea at the heart of our founding, that the power rests with the people, not in the hands of an elite few. But if we look around today, it's clear that so much of the economic, political, and civic power has increasingly been concentrated among those at the top, concentrated in the hands of an entrenched elite. Take, for example, our economy. It is clear that deliberate policy decisions made over decades resulted in a drift away from the needs of working people. Trade deals that hollowed out communities as jobs got outsourced and offshored. Deregulation of a financial system that let big banks prey on everyday people. The cost of living steadily rising while wages did not keep up, making childcare, healthcare, and rent more unaffordable, and putting the dream of home ownership further out of reach for so many. These decisions and more, I believe, contributed to how we got here today. And let's be honest, many of these policies were supported by leaders from both parties. Now, of course, Democrats, we never bought into trickle-down. That was Ronald Reagan's doing. But plenty of Democrats did buy into the flawed assumptions, many of those flawed assumptions behind it. For example, that if we trusted the wisdom of the market, working people would eventually get taken care of. The assumption that growth at the top would take care of everybody else. That brutal cuts to social programs for the sake of reducing the deficit was the surest path to economic growth. But those assumptions were proven wrong. And even though working people did everything right, worked from the day through the night, we saw that the economic system essentially stopped delivering for them. And over time, the American dream, for many, has all but turned into an American myth. As power consolidated in economic systems, we saw the same kind of trend in our political system. A broken campaign finance system, which disproportionately allowed big money to dictate the political agenda, and a policymaking process increasingly influenced more by Washington insiders than everyday working people. So it's no surprise, in the midst of all this, our country has experienced an erosion of civic life, growing distrust in government and each other, increasing economic inequality, and a polarized nation. Then in the last few years, compounding all of this, social media companies built algorithms which fuel rage, which fuels their profits. Rage based on race and religion, gender and sexual orientation, based on rural versus urban, native-born versus naturalized, Republican versus Democrat. So I'm here for some real talk, clearly. And therefore I say, Arkansas, here's our challenge. We have arrived at a place, I believe, where the American people are experiencing an economic system that is failing working people, a rigged political system, and a weakened civic life, fueling righteous anger and cynicism, division and isolation, where once there was a feeling of common cause. Today, we have a certain collection of leaders who have sensed this epidemic of disconnect and distrust and sought to exploit it for their personal gain. But let's be clear, Donald Trump is more a source and symptom of the problem than just a source of the problem. And I say that because while he did not create these long, weakening systems, you know, I have a background as a prosecutor, and I will tell you, as it is with predators, he pounced on the weakness. He pounced on the weakness of what had been developing. Trump and his Republican enablers in Congress have spent the last 15 months paying lip service to the pain of working people. But of course, their actions tell another story. On the one hand, they promised to bring down costs on day one. But on the other, the tariff policy jacked up the cost of everyday goods, making housing construction more expensive and triggering layoffs across the country. On the one hand, they promised to stand up for the, quote, forgotten men and women of America. But on the other, passed that big bad bill that forgot all about them, giving $1 trillion in tax cuts to the richest people while cutting $1 trillion from health care for working people. On the one hand, they promised us the golden age, but on the other, delivered a golden opportunity for big tech. Just as AI is about to upend our workforce and economy, they put big tech themselves in charge of how it will go down. On the one hand, they ran in 2024 on no more foreign wars. You could finish that for me. Because what we know is, on the other hand, Donald Trump launched a war of choice that is costing hundreds of billions of dollars of our tax dollars and putting our troops in harm's way in a war the American people don't want. A war that, by the way, has jacked up the prices of food and fuel, because while it seems they have billions of dollars for bombs, they've got nothing to help folks with the basics. And here's the thing that scares them. The American people are too busy watching what they're doing to listen to what they're saying. And the people, I know this in my heart and soul, the people will not be fooled. Trump and his crew, look, this isn't just about our economy, by the way. Trump and his crew are pushing an agenda, in addition to that, to reduce Democratic participation. That's part of their agenda, to reduce Democratic participation, and it's an agenda to avoid accountability. Earlier this month, this administration told us they intend to take power from the states to control mail-in voting. So they don't want you to vote by mail. But guess who votes from his spa at Mar-a-Lago by mail? On the one hand and other hand. Meanwhile, they systematically attack the judiciary, businesses, universities, and the free press. Any institution that might hold them accountable. All this while, his mostly hand-picked United States Supreme Court told him he is immune from whatever he does in office. This for the most callous, corrupt, and incompetent presidential administration in the history of our country. And that's just what's happening in D.C. And then there's, of course, what's happening in the states. And the folks here know it all too well. For example, here in Arkansas in the State House, Republicans have cut funding from public schools and child care providers. And I was just talking with one of the leaders on maternal health this evening. Those folks at the State House are also proud for Arkansas to be the only state in America who won't extend Medicaid to cover a new mother's postpartum care for a whole year. The only state in the nation. So look, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And the day will come when Donald Trump is term limited out. However, and again, real talk, let's also understand there will be no term limit on the broken system that produced him. And the entrenched elite who continue to benefit from the current status quo have a vested interest in preserving it. So in the midst of it all, I know some folks are looking at me like, Kamala, okay, where's the optimism? Well, here you go. My optimism comes from the belief that in the United States of America, we the people hold the power. And that we the people can build a better future if we're willing to fight for it. My optimism, well, it comes from the images that I saw just a few weeks ago when thousands marched across Little Rock's Broadway Bridge. I saw that. Standing shoulder to shoulder, neighbor to neighbor, declaring in one united voice, the people will not back down. The people will not stay silent, and the people have no king. And we're seeing that across the country. We love our country, and we are prepared to fight for it. So then, what comes next? Well, the midterms are less than 7 months away. And because we are going to do the work, we will win. We will win. It will not be easy. We will win. We will win. Because we're going to put in the work, and we love our country, and we know what we stand for, so we know what to fight for. And I'm not done. Look, the fight for our country, the fight for our future, it's going to require more than one good election night. So Democrats, let us also think as we go forward about our pursuit of a vision for the future. Yes, one that deals with Trump's remaining time in office, but equally important, one that is geared for when we're on the other side and he's finally out of office. And so Arkansas, here's what I believe and my challenge for those here tonight. I believe it is time for a revival of the American dream. A revival of an economy where once more, a full week of work means you can afford your rent, your groceries, and your energy bill, the basics. It's time for a revival of the American dream, where when you work hard, you're also able to spend time with friends, raise a family, buy a home, and go on vacation from time to time, where it's not just about getting by, but getting ahead. And to spark an American revival, we must start with a bold agenda, where our public dollars go to affordable housing and health care and child care, not spent on reckless foreign wars that nobody wants. Where we invest in public education, one that sets students up for success in the 21st century, sets them up for success in the 21st century and not debt for a lifetime of work. Where we write a tax code that rewards hard work, not just vast wealth. Where we have guardrails around social media and on AI to serve the public, not just the profit. Where government is focused on progress and not so distracted by process that it means we don't get the people's needs done. Where we protect and expand our fundamental rights, not roll back and restrict them. That's, I believe, how we revive the American dream. And our American revival has to be more than just legislation. We need a sweeping project of civic renewal, one that helps mend the economic, political, and social fractures that brought us today. One that reminds us that members of a community have a shared stake in each other's success, and one where each of us has the power and a role to play. And look, we can start out in our own neighborhoods. Volunteer at a food bank. Give time to a local nonprofit. Or even look, when you're doing a Costco run, ask that single mom or dad next door if there's anything you can pick up for them. Because to get our country back on track, we got some deep and hard work to do. And there is nothing too small or too big that any of us can do. And while our work will require mutual respect and tolerance, dare I also say, our work will require intolerance. Intolerance of corruption and abuse of power. Intolerance of systems that for so many have long failed to deliver. Intolerance of a world where recklessness is dressed up as resolve and might makes right. And intolerance of anyone who would have us forget that the power in America rests with we, the people. So look, Democrats, this is not a time to throw up our hands, it's a time to roll up our sleeves And just like Miss Lottie rolled up her sleeves, we know what we need to do, and so I will end with this. I believe that when we feel powerless, we are powerless. But when we feel powerful, we are powerful. It's time for an American revival. So let's do that, and let's get out there and fight for it, knowing that while the fight might sometimes take a while, the fundamental truth remains: when we fight, we win. God bless you all. God bless the United States of America. God bless you. Thank you.
Yes, let's give a hand. Will Senator Scott and Mayor Scott join me? Senator Scott and Mayor Scott, join me. You first.
Vice President Harris and Janie, if you'll come. I think we all know in Little Rock, while it was a true team effort for Vice President being here, the fire behind that was Janie Collins. Let's give her another round of applause. Madam Vice President, you represent the essence of America. An America that has promise, potential, and a more perfect union because of your historic leadership. And with that, we know you will open more opportunities in the future, and we look forward to it. We want to make certain you have some keys from the city of Little Rock. We need the chairman of the Democratic Party, Colonel Jones. Colonel Jones.
Sorry, I'm a little short. Good evening, Democrats. It's truly an honor to welcome Vice President Harris and present her with the Arkansas Traveler, one of the state's highest honors for hospitality and friendship. Madam Vice President, thank you for your extraordinary leadership, your unwavering commitment to the people of the nation, and for allowing me the privilege to serve as a surrogate in a pivotal time in this country for your presidency. Your strength, grace, and service continue to inspire so many. And on the behalf of Arkansans, we are so grateful to welcome you to the great state of Arkansas and present you with the Arkansas Travelers tonight.
Let's enjoy a little music. Turn the music up, it's party time.
Please take your seats. The program will resume shortly.
Will you please take your seats? The program is ready to begin. Please take your seats. Please take your seats. I know you guys are excited, but we have to follow our schedule for you to get your food. Democrats, I know you all are independent. I need you to take your seats. Deborah, is everybody in their seat? I got these bright lights and can't tell. They're good? Okay. Okay, we're starting. Okay.
All right, Democrats, please take your seats. The program will resume. Vice Chair Janie Cotton, please move forward.
Take a breath with me, breathe deeply, because what we just watched and heard is what this party does. So we need you to get involved. The Vice President of the United States, the first woman ever to hold this office, came home to Arkansas. Little Rock gave her a key to the city. Our state named her a traveler because I will have her back. And every one of you in this room stood up and welcomed her like family. That is who we are. Now, officially welcome to the 9th annual Fisher Shackelford Dinner. Tonight, we are building community together. We are honoring 3 of the most exemplary women this state has to offer. And we are doing it no matter the chaos and disruption at the federal level, no matter the noise and corruption at the state level, and no matter how many times the people in power in this state tell us to sit down. Before we go any farther, I want to take a few moments to acknowledge the people in the room. If you are a current Democratic legislator or elected official of any kind, please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you. These legislators who pushed forward during the 2025 session for a better, brighter Arkansas, who stood firm, stopped countless bad bills, and tirelessly spoke up for every one of us, no matter the nonsense coming from the extreme GOP supermajority, so thank you. If you are a former Fisher Shackelford honoree, please stand and be recognized. So I'm giving all of this information because I don't want you to leave this room until you become actively involved with the Democratic Party, both with your time, your energy, and as we say at my church, your dollars. Thank you all. The bench is deep, the bench is strong, and the bench is growing. Friends, we come together tonight to honor the legacy of 2 Arkansas heroes, the Honorable Jimmy Lou Fisher who is represented by her gorgeous and active sisters. We're so excited to have you all here. And the none other Honorable Lottie Shackelford. I want to say something when I finish with that. But we represent also the Divine Nine. I want people to know that we're on one accord, and the Deltas, AKAs, et cetera, are in the room together. Jimmy Lou served 22 years as our state treasurer. Since they're taking history, make sure you look that up. The longest serving state treasurer in Arkansas history, and she became the first woman ever nominated for governor of Arkansas by a major party. Lottie, that's hard for me to say because I'm always saying Miss Lottie or Sarah Lottie, became the first woman mayor of Little Rock in 1987. Served 20 years as vice chair of the Democratic National Committee, and to this day remains one of the most influential Democrats this state has ever produced. There is no doubt public service of Jimmy Lou and Lottie has made every single one of our lives better. And tonight, we honor 3 women who are following in their footsteps. Their names are Addie Jones, make sure y'all remember these names, Deborah Mitchell, and our former minority leader and representative, Tippy McCullough. You will hear from each of them in a few minutes. Now let me just be honest for a few seconds. The other side has spent the last few years telling Arkansas women to sit down, be quiet, and go home. They have come for our rights, our health care, our classrooms, and for our votes. They have even tried to tell us what books our children are allowed to read. And every single time, Arkansas Democratic women have stood up, organized, and answered back. This is what this dinner celebrates. That is what this party is built on, and no matter what temporary setbacks we face, we are not going back. In 2024, for the first time close to 20 years, Arkansas Democrats held every single legislative seat we went into the right night with. And we flipped a state house seat in Springdale, electing Representative Diana Gonzalez Worthen as the first Latina state legislator in Arkansas history. In 2026, with your help, Democrats, we have already flipped a seat. Representative Alex Holliday is with us tonight. So in honor of the work we do and chair of our candidates, I want to take a moment so that we can get ready to eat to ask all candidates in the room who I proudly represent with us tonight to please stand. So Democrats, here is my charge to you, Democrats. The more candidates we want to replace the bad with, we must knock doors, make calls so that we can flip seats. So let us enjoy the night. Let us eat. May the Lord bless the food we eat for the nourishments of our body. Amen. Amen and amen. Welcome. Enjoy your food.
Dinner is now being served. We are honored to have tonight's entertainment an Arkansas original, North Little Rock's own American Idol finalist, Nia Renee. Please enjoy.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out and move mountains. We gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains. Bring it to its feet and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other, yeah. We will rise, oh, we'll rise, oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, high like the waves, we'll rise up, in spite of the ache, we'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I am Nia Renee, and it is truly an honor to be here with you all tonight. I want to give a big thank you to Ms. Cotton and the Arkansas Democratic Committee for this opportunity and for continuing to support the younger generations and the future generations, so thank you. I am proud to announce that next week I will be heading to Denmark as the lead singer of the International Lion King Concert Tour. Thank you. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something with that warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Oh, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be, oh, a lovely day. Oh, a lovely day. Oh. When a day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, and when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, well, then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Oh, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Oh, a lovely day. Na, na, na. Oh. When a day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, and when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Oh, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Oh, a lovely day. Oh, yeah. It's gonna be a lovely day. No, 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 no. It's gonna be a lovely day. Oh, yeah. taking up time with the silly, silly games we play. We've got our love, and no matter how it's said or done, oh, we are one. No, 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 no. Oh, we are one. No matter what we do, we are one. Our love will see us through, we are, yeah. And that's the way it is. Sometimes I feel that we try and make each other sad. I want to know why. Things we do, how we make each other feel so bad. We've got our love, and no matter how it's said or done, oh, we are one. Right from the very start, we are, yeah. Deep down in your heart, we, and that's the way it is. Thank you. I have one more song, but I would just like to say thank you all so much for being here this evening. And thank you again to Ms. Cotton and the Democratic Committee for having me once again for another year. So thank you. What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, do you know I got it? All I'm asking is for a little respect when you come home. Baby, when you get home, mister, I ain't gonna do you wrong. Why you going? Ain't gonna do you wrong, 'cause I don't wanna. All I'm asking is for a little respect when you come home. Baby, when you get home. Now, I'm about to give you all of my money. And all I'm asking in return, honey, is to give me my breakfast when you get home. Hey, baby, when you get home. Yeah. Oh, Thank you. Once again, I am Nia Renee.
Please join me in thanking Nina Renee. The 2026 Fisher Shackelford Dinner program will resume in just one moment. Please find your way to your seats. Good evening, Democrats. Please make your way to your seats. The program will begin shortly. Good evening, Democrats. What a night. In a few minutes, I will call 3 women up to the stage, and I'm going to ask you to do what Arkansas Democrats do best, to stand up, to cheer loud, and to let these women know that they are seen, that they are loved, and that they work, and what their work does matters. So please make your way back to your seats so we can begin. Good evening. The program will begin in 1 minute. Do you want to miss out on that? In 1 minute? Please take your seats so we can begin the program in 1 minute. The presentation of our honorees will now begin. Our first honoree is only 21 years old. She is from Harrison, Arkansas, a Sturgis Fellow at the University of Arkansas, a journalist, an organizer, and the founder of a nonprofit that has put 13,000 books in the hands of Arkansas children in all 50 states and 12 counties. She rebuilt the University of Arkansas Young Democrats chapter. She brought former Senator Blanche Lincoln to her campus. She organized election and watch parties. She mobilized her classmates to knock on hundreds of doors, and she helped elect Arkansas's first Latina state legislator. She currently works at Middle Seat, a progressive digital fundraising firm. She is the kind of young leader every political party dreams of. She is the future of Arkansas Democrats, and she is the present of Arkansas Democrats. Please welcome to the stage our 2026 Fisher Shackelford honoree, Addie Jones.
Thank you so much. It is truly an honor to receive the Rising Star Award, especially knowing the incredible young people across the state who are equally deserving. People I've had the privilege of meeting who are committed against all odds to a better Arkansas. I think many of us in this room know what it feels like to be written off. People often view the South as a monolith. They deem Arkansas unimportant, unreachable, irredeemable. But tonight is proof that that is simply not the case. I grew up in Harrison, Arkansas, a town that many of you know for its history and reputation of racial discrimination. It would be easy to write off Harrison in the same way that other people write off Arkansas, but my experience has shown me something different, that even in the most unlikely places, there are people young and old committed to being better, to making a difference, and to changing the story. For me, this started with books. I grew up loving to read, and I believe that's what widened my perspective and made me want more, for myself and for my community. One of my favorite quotes of all time is from one of these children's books, Dr. Seuss's The Lorax. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. I did care a whole lot, so alongside my mom, I started Bright Beginnings Books, a nonprofit that has now given away around 15,000 books. Because I believe when children learn to love reading, they learn to imagine a world beyond the one that they were handed. I carried this mindset with me into college. When Kamala Harris, who we just heard from, announced her presidential candidacy in July 2024, it was the final push that my friend Charlie and I needed to restart the Young Democrats chapter at the University of Arkansas after years of inactivity. During this time, we focused on small, winnable things: rebuilding membership, getting people engaged locally, and fighting for campaigns where we could actually make a difference. One of those wins was the successful election of Diana Gonzalez-Worthen, Arkansas's first Latina state legislator and the first Democrat to flip a seat in years. She is just one of the remarkable women I've met in this state. One of them is Dr. Megan Godfrey, who's fighting for immigrant communities and for public education. There's also my fellow honorees tonight and their trailblazing work, women who make me proud to call this state home. Vice President Harris once said, "Our unity is our strength, and our diversity is our power." I choose to believe that, and I choose hope. But hope requires work. Our willingness to dissent from the apathy, the fear, and the indifference that tells us that Arkansas is not worth fighting for. I carry this conviction into every room I enter now, into federal campaign work, into legislative and policy spaces where Southern and Midwest communities are talked about but rarely represented. Growing up here is not something to overcome. It is exactly what I have to offer. I truly believe that Arkansas is worth fighting for, and everyone in this room, we are worth fighting for. Thank you.
Our next honoree is someone many of you in this room have worked alongside for years. She is a driving force for Democrats' progress in Arkansas. She recruits candidates, she supports them, she is a strong advocate for voter registration and civic engagement. She is a 2024 Democratic National Convention delegate and whip. She served as the Biden campaign's 2020 DNC Rules Committee representative. She was the Democratic Party of Arkansas's 2019 Democratic Woman of the Year. For 7 years, from 2018 to 2025, she served as president of the Arkansas Democratic Black Caucus. And the work she did in that role is still building this party every single day. She is a founding board member of the New Leaders Council of Arkansas. She is a charter member of the Greater Little Rock chapter of Jack and Jill of America. She is a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. She is a University of Oklahoma graduate. She is the wife of Dennis, the mother of 2, and her favorite title of all, Mimi, of one mighty grandson. Please welcome to the stage our 2026 Fisher Shackelford Honoree, Deborah Mitchell.
This girl's on fire. If I could just get to my remarks. Hello, Democrats. I want to express my gratitude to the selection committee. Being recognized alongside the late Jimmy Lou Fisher and the Honorable Lottie Shackelford is a tremendous honor to me. And I want to thank my family who are here with me tonight. My husband, Dennis, our two children, Dion and Desmond, and my mighty grandson who got Vice President Harris to say, hey, sweetie, the Dominic. And also with me tonight celebrating is my 93-year-old mother, who we call the Diva, Claudette. I am also grateful for my village friends. If you don't have a village of friends that can uplift you and inspire you and keep you grounded, please get one, because I have them all here tonight. And to my coworkers from the clerk's office, along with the clerk, Terry Hollingsworth, your Pulaski County Circuit Clerk. They are all here with me tonight to celebrate, and I thank you. I accept this award as a proud Democrat volunteer. And let me tell you, volunteering will open doors you may have never known existed. I have never run for office, but I've had the privilege of recruiting and supporting those that do. I always tell candidates a successful campaign takes the 3 M's. It takes message, it takes money, and it takes manpower, the people power. And right now we need more people power. Our candidates need us to support them and to believe in them. I think of Bobby Forrest when I first met him in 2019. I met him while recruiting him for New Leaders Council. He told me he had 2 goals. 1, to open up a successful law practice, and 2, to run for office. And I said, I love that. I want to see you do it too. We need to begin the wheels in motion now. Well, 6 years later, we set those wheels in motion, and I watched him accomplish both goals. And today, he is our prosecuting attorney-elect for Pulaski County. That's what belief and encouragement can do. I also accept this award on behalf of every volunteer. You know, the ones knocking on doors, making phone calls, donating what they can, registering voters, and gathering signatures for ballot initiatives. We got 2 I need your signatures for. I see you, and I thank you, volunteers. This work doesn't happen without you. Serving 7 years as the Black Caucus president gave me the opportunity to work alongside some truly incredible people. So to Janie, to Frederick, Barry, Marie, Tracy, Stephen, Jesse, Dara, Dr. Cheryl, Ethan, Edie, Christy, David, and Faith. Thank you for your service to the Black Caucus, and more importantly, your friendship. I would not be standing here without you. Now I'm going to close with a little advice. It's a little radical, so get your pearls and start clutching. to our candidates, elected officials, donors, and party leadership. If you really want transformative results, listen to Black women. Listen to Black women. Listen to us. Imagine if just a few of the 89 million people who stayed home in 2024 had gotten up off the couch and listened to the 92% of Black women who voted for VP Harris. I hear you. We might be in a better situation than we are today. But let me tell you what happens when people do listen to us, because I brought the receipts. Alex Holiday listened and flipped that legislative seat from Republican to Democrat in the special election in North Little Rock. With the help of Katie Rhodes, I see you, Katie. Today, he is my state representative. That's what happens when you follow good guidance from a Black woman. And when Senator-elect Tara Shepherd had to face a runoff election with a campaign on life support, yes, I said life support. Those are her words, not mine. It was Black women and allies who brought that campaign back to life in 14 days. 14 days with little money. Her crimson and cream friends organized, mobilized, and won. And now, ladies and gentlemen, she is the first member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, elected to the Arkansas State Senate. That's not luck, ladies and gentlemen. That's Black women getting things done. We are unbossed, unbought, and unstoppable. We stand on the shoulders of giants, from Harriet Tubman to Ida B. Wells, from Fannie Lou Hamer to Dorothy Bite to Daisy Bates to Shirley Chisholm to Lottie Shackelford and to VP Harris. Black women are the backbone of this Democratic Party. And even when we're overlooked, underestimated, and sometimes disrespected, we still show up, we still organize, and we rise up to fight another day. Listen to us. Thank you, and I'll see you at the campaign trail.
Our final honoree of the evening is someone who is a hero, a fighter, and a fearless champion for Arkansas. She grew up in Hot Springs. Before she ever ran for office, she spent 33 years of her life in the classroom, teaching English and coaching basketball at Kingston, at Newport, at Mountain Pine, and at Mount St. Mary Academy, and finally at Little Rock Central High School. In 2013, she was fired from her teaching job at Little Rock Central 45 minutes after she married the woman she loved. She did not go quietly. She did not go home. She got to work. When a state house seat opened up in her district, she ran and she won. And in 2020, she became the first openly LGBTQ plus House Minority Leader in the history of Arkansas. She served 2 terms as Minority Leader and is now serving her 4th term as State Representative for District 74. She has passed laws on education, mental health, hunger, domestic violence prevention, LGBTQ plus protections, women's issues, criminal justice, suicide prevention, and campaign finance. She has tirelessly served the Democratic Party of Arkansas as your Stonewall Caucus President, Pulaski County Chair, and she has been on the Affirmative Action Committee, State Committee, Executive Committee, Rules Committee, Platform Committee, and was elected as a delegate for Hillary in 2016 and elected delegate for Kamala Harris in 2024. Please welcome to the stage our 2026 Fisher Shackelford Honoree, Representative Tippy McCullough.
Woo! Man, I knew when I saw speaking after Deborah Mitchell, I was like, oh my God, okay. Woo! Fired up. Good evening, Democrats. And just let me say, if you're going to walk to a stage, you might as well walk on a tightrope. So thank you to Janelle Monáe for setting the tone tonight with the music. Because that's exactly what public service feels like right now. Balance, courage, and moving forward, even when the ground feels uncertain. Madam First Vice Chair Janie Cotton, look what you did. Thanks to you and to Chair Marcus Jones, the DPA officers, staff, volunteers for making this evening truly unforgettable. Thanks to the late Honorable Jimmy Lou Fisher, first campaign I actually ever volunteered for, and the Honorable, unstoppable Lottie Shackelford for both being role models and icons that have given us possibilities to strive for. Thank you to my friends and family who are here. A special shout always to Kathy Webb. Her guidance and friendship have been immeasurable to me. And I also, my outfit tonight's a little bit of a nod. I can't do it as well as she does, but to Senator Joyce Elliott. Maybe one day I can grow up and wear the actual bow tie tied like Senator Elliott. I also want to say to some of my friends at the table, Jessica Crenshaw, Bailey Bibb, Lisa Evans, Zach Bledsoe, along with Kathy, I would not be where I am today. I would have not have been elected in 2018 without you all. Nothing helps you bond like going through a hard-fought campaign and winning together. Family for life. Bobby, we know, right? Go mention Bobby too. And to Barbara, nothing works without you. And I don't just mean your mechanical acuity at home. But that's great also. But everything is better with you, and as we often say, we are so lucky. So thank you. And to my colleagues in the Arkansas House and Senate, I am beyond proud to serve with you, fight and work for a better Arkansas, and to call you friends forever. And it's hard to understand what it's like till you're there, but I want you all to know that your support, your encouragement, it helps us every day that we go to the Capitol. So thank all of you also. I'm deeply honored to be here tonight at the Fisher Shackelford Dinner, surrounded by women and allies who show up, speak out, and do the work every single day. From suffrage, Shirley Chisholm, Geraldine Ferraro, Nancy Pelosi, 1992, Year of the Woman, Secretary Hillary Clinton, 2017 Women's March, 2018 Year of the Woman 2.0, to Vice President Kamala Harris. This recognition means more to me than I can fully put into words because it comes from a community of women that understands both the weight and the joy of this work, including all the former Fisher Shackelford honorees. Once again, I want to thank the Democratic Party of Arkansas, not just for this honor, but for continuing to believe in a future for this state that's inclusive, compassionate, and rooted in opportunity. I matured, politically speaking, in the party and received the experience I needed to run for office. And I want to really concentrate on recognizing the historic presence of Kamala Harris here in Arkansas. Her leadership matters. Her presence here matters. It sends a clear message that Arkansas is not an afterthought, that our voices, our communities, and our fights are seen and valued on the national stage, and tonight she is helping fuel the work that will shape our future. Because let's be honest about where we are. Right now, Arkansas is governed under Republican supermajority in both chambers. That reality affects everything, from public education to health care access, from economic opportunity to basic freedoms. But here's what I know and what this room proves. This is not the whole story of Arkansas. There are people in every corner of this state, Addie, right, who believe in strong public schools, people who believe in health care as a right, not a privilege, people who believe in dignity, fairness, opportunity for all, other known as, can I say it, DEI. Dang, that felt good. Whew, had a chill. And that is where our opportunity lies. We're not just here in the gap, we are closing it. Not just to hold the ground, but to build it. We're recruiting candidates, Deborah. We're organizing communities, Deborah. You know, I always feel like I'm doing something, and then I talked to Deborah, and she was like 10 steps or months or something ahead of me, you know? We're telling a different story about who we are and what Arkansas can be, and yes, we're gonna break that supermajority. Not overnight, not without hard work, but with persistence, with courage, and with kind of coalition that fills this room tonight. We will change the political landscape of this state. Been saying this forever. They're going too far. They're going to continue going too far. Arkansas doesn't want that. We're going to come back. We're going to be stronger. We're going to get back together. It's always come from people willing to stand up, speak out, and yes, walk that tightrope. I stand here tonight as someone who has seen firsthand what happens when you refuse to sit down and be silent. And I also stand here knowing that none of us does this work alone. To my colleagues, my community, my family, every advocate who has stood beside me, this honor belongs to you too. So tonight, let's celebrate, let's dance. But tomorrow, we get back to work because Arkansas is worth fighting for, and together, we're going to build a future that reflects the very best of who we are. Thank you.
I take
Please welcome to the stage the sister of the Honorable Jimmy Lou Fisher, Debbie Rogers.
She's met the voters where they live. She's worked with the problems where they are. Welcome, please, the co-chair of our convention, the mayor of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, Lottie Shackelford.
Lottie, 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 Lottie. We've been girlfriends for a long time. I've respected and admired her for so long. I feel very reverential when I'm in her presence because she knows. She knows if we're doing our job, if we're fighting the fight, and all the rest. She knows how we're going to win.
I know y'all just experienced Jimmy Lou Fisher, but let me tell you, she is one of those people, man or woman, who polls off the charts. She's the most popular woman in Arkansas. She's the most popular politician in Arkansas. Not only is she ranked one of the best treasurers in the United States, she is also one of the best individuals that Arkansas has ever produced.
First of all, I want to remind you of something that Henry Ford said when he said, coming together is a beginning. Staying together is progress. But working together is success.
When all these Democrats came together to celebrate and to make certain we have victory,
we are here to usher in a new age of strength and unity.
Wonderful Miss Lottie Mayo Shackelford, Chair Jones, Vice Chair Cotton, and fellow Democrats, thank you all for being here tonight as we celebrate women of our great party. With me are my sister, Vicki Cook, my niece, Leanne Harvey, and my daughters, Maddie Baker and Claire Terry. Our family is honored to be here, and we are grateful for this event that honors our beloved Jimmy Lou. Many of you in this room remember Jimmy Lou and know what a great friend and Democrat she was. But for those who did not have the pleasure of knowing her, I'd like to share just a small glimpse of who she was. Jimmy Lou was a dedicated public servant who took her many roles very seriously. Jimmy Lou was president of the State Democratic Women's Club, served 2 terms as vice chair of the Democratic State Committee, and was a delegate to the Democratic National Convention twice. She served as Greene County Treasurer for 7 years, was appointed Auditor of State by then Governor Bill Clinton, and became the longest-serving state treasurer in Arkansas history, serving for 22 years. Jimmy Lou truly loved being a Democrat. The only thing she loved more than being a Democrat was being a sister, aunt, great-aunt, and great-great-aunt. Our family affectionately called her Lum, and we all cherished every moment with her. She was a great cook and loved letting the kids help her make divinity, caramels, peanut butter balls, and chocolate rolls. Jimmy Lou welcomed sleepovers in what the kids called her treehouse, filled with swimming, pimento cheese sandwiches, and painting bread with food coloring. Her idea of a healthy breakfast for a 4-year-old, an ice cream sandwich. After all, it has milk and eggs, right? Jimmy Lou also loved taking the kids to work with her at the treasurer's office, where the highlight of all the visits was taking pictures in the vault, holding stacks and stacks of money. Jimmy Lou was incredibly generous. If you mentioned liking something of hers, jewelry, a purse, a piece of clothing, she would give it to you. Her generosity went far beyond material things. For years, Jimmy Lou donated funds so children could attend church camp. She invested her time mentoring young people, so much so that many of us, me included, feel she helped raise us. I could talk all night about how wonderful Jimmy Lou was, but I hope this glimpse helps those who did not know her understand how special she was to everyone who did. Our family is deeply grateful for this opportunity to honor her. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Good evening, good evening. I am so filled. This is a night that was hard to envision, but a Democrat like Janie Cotton, she'll make it work. So again, good evening, Democrats, and giving glory to the Lord above. And thank you, Debbie. Debbie said to me just prior to our coming up, she says, are we gonna go up together as we always have? I said, sure. Because when this dinner was first started, Jimmy Lou and I would come together on the stage. So as we bring this glorious evening to a close, I'm so filled with gratitude and such a deep sense of pride. When Vincent Insulaka, who was then chair of the party, implemented his vision in 2014 to have this dinner, and this dinner then was to stand as a testament to what is possible when commitment meets courage. He also wanted to do something that would honor women in the state of Arkansas, Democratic women who he knew had worked and toiled, licked envelopes, walked on rocky roads, cried to help someone through, gave their all. And Vince said, I think it's time for us to do something to honor women. And of course, it was also a way to make a little money for the Democratic Party. So with this idea, I'm thinking back to 2014, and our first event was in Cajun's Wharf's event room. We had 200 people, and now look at us. Just look at us, look at us, look at us. What a night, what a night. We're honored that we had 3 remarkable Democratic women who didn't wait for permission. They stepped up, they spoke out, and they did the work. And they joined a cadre of women who make Arkansas proud. And I think Vice Chair Cotton has asked you all to stand, and I'm gonna ask you to stand again. All of the former Jimmy Lou Fisher, Lottie Shackelford honorees from previous years, please stand. We were also so honored tonight to hear from former Vice President Kamala Harris. And we give all thanks to her for accepting and for Janie for persisting. Persisting she did. Not a day would go by when she wouldn't say, They haven't told me no. So I'll check with them tomorrow. And checking she did. And we were just, I'm still sort of in awe to know that she felt that Arkansas was not to be left behind, but it too deserved the attention of the nation. And so for when a national figure then comes into our state, I hope it says to all of you Democrats who are working hard each and every day, don't give up. Don't stop working. We have much work to do, and there are others who understand and support. So, to everyone here tonight, Mayor Scott, who has, as you heard earlier from the Vice President, taking of his time to make certain that Kamala Harris had, well, I won't say a full view, but a glimpse of Arkansas. So thank you, Mayor Scott. And to everyone here tonight, your presence is your power. Never underestimate that. Your presence is your power. When you show up, when you organize, when you vote, you shape the future. To my family, Carla, Barry, Chiquita, Nundy, and Charles III, and those of my family not here, thank you for being my rock, my strength. To my friends and my friends who are like family, thank you. Thank you for always being there for me. And to Chairman Marcus Jones and the officers of the DPA and the DPA staff, thank you. I know this week has been a fun-loving week for you. Change this, do that. No, yes. But thank you all. You persevered, and you see the results of your hard work. Thank you. Now let's leave here tonight, not just being inspired, but please, let's be fired up. Let's be ready to organize. Let's be ready to mobilize. Let's be ready to win. November, here we come.
And now, to close out the evening, please welcome to the stage the chair of the Democratic Party of Arkansas, Colonel Marcus Jones, United States Army retired.
Thunderstruck's supposed to be much louder than this. So I realize this is by tradition an event about the amazing, trailblazing Arkansas Democratic women. So some of y'all are like, what in the world is he doing up here right now? And I say that because I'm going to make a few thank yous before I have our vice chair come up here with me. So thank you to the staff for all the work you've done. Thank you to our honorees. Thank you to the incredible coordination and work that we have done with the State House Convention Center. I had a conversation a little while ago and somebody said, make sure you say thank you to the wait staff because those are our people. And they are our people. Thank you to them. Thank you to our amazing sponsors. Thank you to, like I said, to all of you here Thank you to each and every one of you who supports our party, each of you who shares our values, each of you who is fighting the good fight. So, I appreciate so much everything that you're doing, and I am honored to be your chair. And the last thank you I want to quickly say as we ask her to come up, and if you would, join me in one more round for the incredible work and coordination and dedication that she did to our Vice Chair, Janie Cotton.
Woo!
You good?
Yes.
You glad this week's over?
Yes.
All right, the other thing I will say is that I don't have written remarks, all right? But I do want to have a conversation, very similar to a conversation with a lot of themes from things you heard. But I'd also ask that we turn the lights up, because this is a conversation to have with the lights on. I also want to make sure y'all ain't leaving out the back. All right. We have talked a lot about what it means to be a Democrat in Arkansas. We have talked a lot about the fact that we have momentum at our back. We have seen opportunity and we have seized it. We have a chance to make a change. And I'm going to say this very clearly. If that change is going to come in our state, it's going to come from the people in this room.
Yes. It's
going to happen from in here. It's going to happen from folks like you who care about what we have talked about. I always make this point. Everybody has been incredibly excited about what people have seen happen in Mississippi, and the changes that have happened in New Jersey, and the changes that happened in Virginia, and all of those things. I'm going to let you in on an inside baseball. And some of you have heard me say this before. While I would love to say that was simply a groundswell of Democratic sentiment that made all those things happen, that was not the case. It was a groundswell of Democratic sentiment paid for by grassroots donors who saw an opportunity for change and put their money where their mouth was, put their money where their values were, and made those changes happen. We have 3 resources. This is the German in me with my fingers like that. We have 3 resources. Time. Does anybody know how many days we got left until the election? 192 days. We have time. We have people, the folks in this room. We have amazing candidates. We have their incredible candidate staffs. But I want to talk to you about our 3rd resource, and that is money. This is a tradition at the Fisher Shackelford Dinner where we kind of do a little auction. I'm not kidding. I'll auction the flowers off the table. If you want to take them home, we'd appreciate a $25 donation. All you got to do is look on the back, all right? So if you want to take them, you are welcome to do that. You can't have these because these bases belong to somebody else. But you are welcome to do that. But we are a party of small dollar donors. But I know some of y'all are not small dollar people. And we are asking for the opportunity for you to support your party, and your party can do the things that it does, like work with Alex Holliday to get a seat flipped, like develop voter protection, because all of our amazing candidates don't get the opportunity to be elected if we can't get people to the polls. And so, normally I don't know if we do this like an auction. Janie has more experience with this than me. But what we're trying to do is build a party of shared values and build a party with an opportunity that going forward we are making a safer, brighter, more fair Arkansas. And I'm going to take a point of personal privilege. Y'all know I was a soldier for a very long time. It matters a lot to me that our shared values are the same values we use internationally. And it means an especially lot to me today because my brother-in-law is deploying for his 4th combat tour today. So if you want those values that you share, those values you hold dear, to be the values the United States espouses, lives up to around the world, this is an opportunity to help do that. So, I mean, I guess we could start the bidding. I don't know exactly the way you do this, Janie.
We ain't too proud to beg. So we're asking you to look at the back of your program, or if you're old school like me, write a check. You get to choose the amount, but it took a lot to make this happen. It takes a lot for us with candidates, and we hope that you enjoyed yourself enough for this historical event that you would donate to the party so that we can continue the great work that we're trying to do. So on the back of your program, especially those whose sponsors and others pay for your fare here, you can use those dollars you didn't have to spend on the back of this. That sounds good? I'm gonna be like they do at my church. Raise your hand if you're going to donate. All right, I don't see enough hands. Raise your hands if you're going to really donate. All right, do it right now. I want to thank Marcus for working with me. He knew how dear it was to my heart to do this, and he was so supportive. I want to thank his wife, Carrie, for allowing us to utilize all of her time having Marcus at the office. I want to tell you, we appreciate you for doing that. We're really grateful. And I think my family is still here, but I'm supported by my family, blood family, as well as my Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Sarah. So I'm asking my family to stand. I have my only sister that I have left, Cheryl. I have Valerie and Lisa and Mary and Shamika, one of my goddaughters. Could you all stand? I want them to know how you have supported me throughout my life. I appreciate you. Delta Sigma Theta in the house, stand up.
Delta Sigma Theta write a check. Delta Sigma Theta write a check.
They did. We have our Divine Nine, AKA sisters, stand please. I want to thank Nia. She is on the road to greatness. She performed for me last year. She has her mom with her. I'm her new auntie, according to her mom. And so thank you. Thank you to all our sponsors, the Fisher family. They're my extended family for life. Thank you for being here and supporting Jimmy Lou's life and legacy. To an incredible person who we talk 2 or 3 times a day. We brainstorm with each other, and we love each other to forever and ever. The Honorable Lottie Shackelford. To all the sponsors, I have to also do a shout out. I hope Bobby is still here. Bobby Howard, are you still here? He helped me through some tremendous times running for office, and he came back and said he would support me, and he did. And I love you, and I thank you for all of that. To each of you, you made this happen. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you for staying here. I know some people had to think, but we got an after party, just in case those who want to party. The Arkansas Democratic Black Caucus, and I don't know the room, I'm sure they gave it to you, but they have an after party after this for those who don't want to turn in early. You are welcome to go to the after party for a small fee of $40, and you get drinks and heavy hors d'oeuvres. Okay then. So with that being said, From the Democratic Party of Arkansas, we are unified. We are one. We thank you. I wanted us out by 8:30. I'm only 5 minutes over. Have a blessed night. We love you. All right, let's turn that music up. I hope I didn't forget anybody, but thanks everybody in case I forgot. Thanks for the people at my table.